Hello folks, this is Monday evening here. It's just coming up to 20 to 6 here in the evening here in the UK, so that means there's about 3 hours 20 minutes to go in the US session. And somebody asked a question about where we think the equity markets might be heading. The Nasdaq, I think, has just taken out its all-time high, I believe, today. So let's have a look where we are. I've got an indicator on here. This is the RSI indicator. I'll come back to that in a minute. So let's have a zoom in on this. Well, if you look at, there's a beautiful 3 drives to a top part, and I'm going to take it from this high here because that's about where the best time symmetry comes in. There's a beautiful 3 drives to a top. We can see right there. Okay, we've got that. We also have a nice, I believe, a nice ABCD pattern off the low down here. If we take that, that's come in just about spot on, hasn't it? So, and if you look at this indicator, this is one of Larry's guests, Hema Reddy. She come on, and this is an indicator she uses a lot. She swears by it. It's called the RSI. It's built into all your trading platforms, relative strength, RSI, 14 period, and if you notice, it basically tracks price, but occasionally, and if you look at it over here, if you notice this high here, hover over that, look where the indicator is, the indicator made the high at the same time as the price, then it backed off, and then notice the price went to a new high over here. If you see that, and then, but look what the indicator did. The indicator made a lower high. This is what we call bearish divergence. And then we backed off, made another lower high. Look at the indicator. You've got 135 pattern on your indicator, and a sort of, well, I can't call that head and shoulders really. Right shoulder's too high, but you can see what happened. And then all of a sudden we fell off the screen. Now, if we come back to where we are right now, if you look, the high we made here. And then we backed off, and then we've made now a new high on price, okay, and we've made a lower high on the indicator. Now the indicator's going down quite sharp, so the possibility that this could be a short-term high, could be a long-term high. But if we start down low, especially if we take these lows out here, folks, that sets up an ABCD from the last peak. If we do start lower, you'd be looking at an ABCD down into this area. All to do is test these lows we made over here. But a move to 24,800, we couldn't train at 26,150 at 1350 points. Your risk on this, if you want to take this trade, it's a valid 3 drives to a top. You've got good time symmetry between them. Your risk is about 140 pips. Any move back above 26,300 tells us we're wrong. And your risk is, it's nearly 10 to 1 risk to reward on this. So I'm in short, and we'll see what unfolds. We've just had a lunar eclipse as well over the weekend. The last lunar eclipse we had, the market rallied strongly the day after, and then it fell down quite sharply afterwards. The markets do have a tendency to sell off shortly after lunar eclipses. Don't ask me why. That's but that seems to be what happens. Whether it happens this time or not, I have no idea, but the pattern's telling us that there is an ABCD there. Excuse me, if you scroll, so you've got this ABCD off this one, you've the ABCD here as well, which is obviously part of your 3 drives. From there, your A to B. Okay, A to B to C to D, that's just about spot on. It's just done the first expansion, as in 106.2. 106.2 will be just about spot on the money. There you go, absolutely on it. So, this is the area. I won't risk more than the eyes on here. It could go up one more time. You don't know. Anything can happen, folks, in these markets. So what you've got to do, you've got to ask yourself, okay, there's a possibility this could be a short-term high. There's a possibility we could get quite a significant move down. How much I'm prepared to risk to see if this strategy is going to work. We've already taken this low out. This is a key low, folks, on the shorter term time frame. Just come down to a 15-minute and have a look at it. we'll see that, call that an A to B. So this is point B. So, and we've made a lower high. We've made two lower highs. There's a 135 pattern there of lower highs. We've made a lower high. Any move back above this point B, you know, if we get back above 0.5 here, that's telling us we're on. So there's your risk, basically above that 0.5 from where we are now. So your risk is there. Any move back above 26,300, folks, that's wrong. So that's where your stop is. It's about 140 pips. And your potential profit objectives is the ABCD we looked at. Because if you start lower, we're looking at the, sorry, that's a 15. Just bear with me while I get back to me. This is the 2 minute, that's a 3 drive pattern there on your 2 minute chart. There's the 135 we just looked at. We've backed off sharp, moved down. All we can do is, I think that's about a 707 or something like that, off this. So you're looking at that. Yeah, it is a 707, yeah. So you've got your 3 drives, we've backed off. Now all we're doing is hovering about again. So, you know, there's your 707 as you can see. So this is making a series of lower highs, isn't it? We're still way, I think we're still miles above the open price. I think we're trading up 100 and, let's have a look where we are. I can't see where we are at the moment. Dow is up 418 at the moment. So that is a huge moment, but looking at it, this could be some sort of a short-term high today, and we start down for 2 or 3 days into the rest of the week. So the patterns are complete, folks. You've seen the 3 drives, everything's telling us. So keep an eye on it. You might want to wait while tomorrow, you know, but keep an eye on it. I'm quite prepared to get in now, but that's the way I trade. So, you know, I don't get them right all the time, but when I get one right like this, 14 to 1 risk to reward. So I'm quite happy with that, because eventually you get a runner, and a 14 to 1 winner pays for a lot of losers, folks. Yeah, you're gonna get it wrong a few times, kiss a few frogs, and then a princess comes along. So that's what we're looking at. So hope this helps. Oh, I said I was going to look at the Nasdaq, didn't I? Now the Nasdaq's really interesting. So if you just come back, I'll give you a quick look at the Nasdaq. And here it is, somewhere around here. Here we go. What's interesting with this is the pattern on the daily chart. There's a perfect ABCD completed. Look at this, from the low we made at December 2019. Look at the perfect ABCD of it. This, folks, if we back off, look at the 3 drives to a top there as well. Let's zoom in on this. A beautiful 3 drives pattern. There's not far off really good time symmetry on that as well, is there? So have just a quiet look at that. Look at this. There's your high there. So look at the time between that to that is today. Okay? Perfect time symmetry between your high to your high to your high. Okay? If we come back just to get this down a bit, I'll just take that time cycle off. And if we look at this, this is another perfect 3 drives to a top. So we could be looking at some sort of a high today. Look at your ratio, your 1.618. Folks, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. This is just as perfect as it gets. Now, who in the right mind would want to short the Nasdaq? Well, the only people that be interested in shorting this will be pattern recognition traders, and that's what we are. So, I mean, you've got everything. That is perfect as it gets, folks. Look at, you've got your ABCD. Zoom back. You've got your ABCD, perfect 3 drives to a top with your ratios. I mean, you can't make this up, can you? Look at it, it's perfect. Might not work, obviously, but and then just to add insult to serious injury, there's a 5-point expanding reverse wave as well. In fact, I'll just zoom in. I'll just zoom in a little bit to draw it in. It's here. Look, there's a 5-point expanding reverse wave as well. Just for good measure, that comes in there as well. So I mean, you know, it's darken that up a bit so it stands out. Look at your ratios. I mean, that's 1.27 off of that. It's 1.618 off of that. That one 1.27 off of that. folks, this could be a major top we're looking at here. A big round number at 10.6. It might spike higher tomorrow, and then we could see, and what you'd look for on this as a profit objective would be a 382 off this as a minimum. So that's going to take you down to 9.1. So you're looking at 1400 pips on Nasdaq, aren't you? And that's not going to change anything about the trend. All it's going to be is a simply probably an ABCD correction down to 9.1. And media will have you thinking that Armageddon's coming. That's all it's going to be is an ABCD to the downside, and it carries on up. Who knows? But that's what I'm seeing. So keep a close eye on these markets going forwards, folks. That's all I can say. So I hope this helps. Take care, and we'll speak again soon. Bye for now.